9 trained hikers entered Russia's frozen mountains in 1959. They were prepared, experienced, confident. But one night, something happened so terrifying that they cut open their own tent from the inside, left their boots, jackets, food, and money behind, and ran into minus 30 degrees, some barefoot, some in socks, and by morning, none of them were alive. This is the Dyatlov Pass incident, and part 1 begins with the night everything went wrong. The group were students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. They weren't random tourists. They were trained winter hikers. Their goal: reach the mountain Otorten and complete a high-level trek. They kept diaries. They took photos. They laughed. They joked. Everything felt normal. Until February 1st, 1959. That night, they camped on a slope of a mountain called Kolatsiachel, a name given by local people. It meant Mountain of the Dead. The weather was brutal, strong wind, deep snow. Still, they set up their tent and settled in. Their final diary entry was calm. No fear, no warning, no sign of danger. But sometime after midnight, something changed. Something outside the tent, or something the hikers heard, forced 9 people to do something no survival expert would ever recommend. They didn't open the tent door. They cut the tent open and escaped. And they escaped so fast. They didn't even put on shoes weeks later. When they didn't return, rescue teams were sent. On February 26th, they found the tent, still standing, but torn. The cuts were clean. And the most disturbing detail? Investigators confirmed the tent was cut from the inside. Inside, everything was still there: boots, coats, food, money, cameras, supplies. It looked like the hikers left in seconds, not because they wanted to, because they had to. Rescuers followed the footprints. They led downhill, into the forest. And here's the creepy part: the footprints weren't chaotic. They weren't running marks. They looked like people walking, like the hikers were trying to stay calm, even while freezing. Under a tall tree, the rescuers found the first 2 bodies, both nearly naked. Their hands were burned, as if they tried to build a fire. Their fingers were damaged, as if they climbed the tree in panic. And above them, broken branches high up, meaning someone climbed up to look for something, or to escape something. A little further away, 3 more bodies were found. One of them was Igor Dyatlov. He was frozen face down, arms stretched forward, as if he was crawling back to the tent, like he was trying to return, but couldn't. And that's when the case turned from lost hikers into a nightmare, because nothing about this made sense. Why would trained hikers leave safety? Why would they walk barefoot into a blizzard? And what could scare them more than death itself? But the most horrifying part was still missing, because 4 hikers were not found. Not in February, not in March. Only when the snow melted, months later, the final 4 were discovered. And what was done to them made even Soviet investigators go silent.